Do you want to experience pure unbridled joy? Then you should go see Promare in theaters. And this video isn't so much of a critical review as it is a PSA about why Promare is so freaking amazing. Like, holy smokes, folks. You might be asking, what is Promare all about? Well, humanity's got a human combustion problem. A mutation is causing people to simultaneously lose control and start spewing out flames. And this epidemic is sweeping the world. Among them, there's a group of rebels called the Mad Burnish who are trying to cause an uprising. And it's up to Gallo Thymos and his burning rescue team to put out their flames. If at first glance you think, doesn't that plot sound vaguely reminiscent of Fire Force? You'd be correct. However, the similarities end there. Promare is brought to you by powerhouse studio Trigger, who is known for their dynamite action and A+ character design, and this movie is no exception. In fact, I don't think I've been on a visual journey like this one since watching Mob Psycho 100 or the obscure film called The Dragon Dentist. It's kind of like an acid trip without the drugs. It's a non-stop barrage in every way imaginable, everything down from the action to the music to the visuals. It takes you on a rainbow roller coaster from start to finish. Honestly, this is something I've never seen before in terms of animation. This is Studio Trigger's Magnus opus, and it's not just the flawless choreography. They do something visually that I rarely see in any sort of animation, and this is, they don't use hardly any black defining lines. Instead, you're getting color blocking from geometric designs, and it creates these really awesome shapes, like with all the flames and the smoke, and it's just really cool and gorgeous to watch. Like the color palettes with pinks and blues and purples when they're analogous colors, and that color palette is my jam. So I was just in visual heaven watching that. And while we're on the subject of visuals, I also can't forget the music, the OST that helped bring the scenes to life. Like, the music was banging. It got me feeling emotions, and it's no surprise since the composer was Hiroyuki Sawano, who was a composer for Attack on Titan and Kill la Kill. Like, don't lose your way, na na na. Yeah, you feel that in your soul. And there's a lot of familiar like orchestral violin that was adding the drama, but then there's these added elements of like synthwave and industrial and punk, and it just really fit the futuristic setting so well. The music goes hard. You can feel the bass in theaters. If the song titles are any indication, they're in all caps. It's like the sound mixer asked, "How loud do you want the music?" during dialogue, and the director just said, "Yes." Basically, that's what happened, because like the dialogue, the sound effects, and the music are all cranked up to their max setting basically throughout the entire movie. I'm not lying here when I say everything about this movie was over the top. Like, without giving away plot details, all I'll say is there is no power creep. The story just gets more and more ridiculous and outlandish and keeps trying to outdo itself, but I'm not even going to complain here. The writers knew exactly what they were doing. They were trying to cater to the crowd and build that hype. Like, characters are constantly just kind of posing like they're in a music video. And Leo, my boy, I love him dearly, who's the leader of the Mad Burnish, he was like whipping up fire motorcycles and thrones and just sitting on them like a badass, and I'm not gonna lie, this movie, it just was cool. Honestly, I feel like this movie was designed to watch as a spectacle in a crowd or with friends, because everyone in the theater, including myself, we were like clapping and whistling. We're like, yeah, rooting for the characters. It was a joy to watch, And honestly, I don't think I've been this pumped to watch a movie in theaters since watching Mad Max Fury Road. Honestly, this is the best Studio Trigger movie, well, anime, since Kill la Kill. So do yourself a favor and watch it. Go now. Dozo. I'll leave a link for you to see if it's in your area, but yeah, go and watch Promare and treat yourself.